Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a special one. An exclusive interview with Rohith Chaturvedi, founder of Sugarline Sound Company and lead guitarist of the legendary Bangalore-based band Kryptos. This is a bonus episode following our studio tour at Sugarline, where we now sit down with Rohith to talk about his musical journey, how it all started, and what life is really like as a rock musician touring the world. If you haven't watched the studio tour yet, I highly recommend checking that out. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more music-focused content. Alright, let's get into it. It's an amazing studio that you have here.
Thank you so much, man. It's such a pleasure to have a conversation with somebody who's knowledgeable about the subject and so enthusiastic about recording studios. I think your enthusiasm is also inspiring to us as well. You know, like when you got in touch, I was like very pleased. I was like, I would love to do something like this.
I mean, I'm just glad to be part of this, and every small thing that we learn here also helps a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just sharing this with the people who love music. And,
Absolutely amazing, and I think it's really beneficial for aspiring audio engineers.
That's right.
People who are thinking about getting into the journey of audio production. I think it's wonderful for them.
Yeah.
Lots to learn, lots to see what's possible, what's not
Correct.
possible, what's the best you can make of what you have.
Right.
It's wonderful.
Awesome. So Rohith, I just wanted to talk about your journey of how you started your music career, and then how you went into Kryptos, and we also wanted to know about your tours that you do in Europe and stuff. Please just
Wonderful. Lots of questions and lots to speak about. Yeah. So my journey started long back. I was in school that time. We moved to Bangalore, and my brother was in engineering college, an eldest brother, and he had a mixed cassette tape. It had like Def Leppard, Iron Maiden, Scorpions, Judas Priest, and when I heard it, I was like, "This is exactly what I want to do," and it just like completely changed my mind. Like from there to here, it's been a long journey, but it's been a very pleasurable one. Along the road, I met the dudes from Kryptos, and we got together. And more than our playing style, it was more about the music that we love listening to. I think music brings people together, and this is a testament to that. Met Nolan, and we really like hit it off, and we're like, okay, let's do it. One thing led to another. And we are now going on a European tour. We'll be traveling, starting the tour in Copenhagen, finishing in Berlin, and loads of places, lots of wonderful people to meet. A joyful experience, physically taxing, emotionally taxing too. But it's joyful. It's always bittersweet when you're coming back home. You want to go on playing more, but you also want to come back to home and meet your family and friends, get back to your studio and stuff like that. So it's a great place to be in. I think most important thing to take away from this is to stick together. And I'd say that to a lot of bands and a lot of artists. And if you go through the test of time, you are definitely going to come on top of whatever you're doing. And people see that. People see commitment. And you do, as we were discussing earlier, you do the right things, and the bright things happen for you.
Right.
I think that's what it is, and it's been a very pleasurable journey. Like I got to meet you, and we are here, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I mean that's what like we were discussing before. You are living the rock star life, but again, the grass is greener on the
on the other side.
Yeah.
You say that, but in today's environment, like live concert, I think the room for rock star BS does not exist anymore.
Right.
When somebody says 6 o'clock is your sound check, be there 15-20 minutes earlier.
Right.
The tolerance for like getting on stage drunk and doing all sorts of things, or being a rowdy, or being being rock star, it's not cool anymore.
Right.
It's fun, you do it in your own free time, sure, but like when you're on stage, give you 100%. Like people from distances are coming to watch you perform, and they are paying money, dressing up, time and energy. Give them that respect, and do a good show.
Awesome. So shifting gears from your Kryptos band, so how do you jump genres? So you do music production as well.
Right,
so
yeah.
you do jingles and
Yes.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, so we work with films. I did a score for a film called The Road to Putraya recently, which is an independent film directed by Mr. Bharat Mirle, fantastic film director. And his thinking is completely different. He was thinking, let's do something electronic with Indian classical. So it was very interesting to work with him, especially with sound design and composing the track for the film. So we get to meet a lot of people. So in studio business, you have artists from R&B, you have people coming from heavy metal to jazz to experimental to traditional music. So you meet a bunch of people. There's always a lot to learn from them. And for me, I look at music as music. It's not a genre specific thing. It's not like a football team, my team, my team, my side. I think music is omnipresent, and it's everybody's side.
Right.
So working on films, advertising jingles, now that is brand specific. We work with brands like Amazon, Airtel, Tanish. So it's been quite interesting. And with the boom of podcasting, it's a different world altogether right now.
Right.
So you're getting to meet CEOs of companies. The CEO of Spinny was here, the CEO of Rotimatic. So we get to meet such wonderful people and with so much experience. So as I was saying, it's a very enjoyable experience for us.
Right.
Yeah, so being audio production, mixing, mastering. Me personally, I love tracking. Like recording, tracking is and producing. So if I'm ever getting on board, or the studio is getting on board with another artist or an independent musician, I like to jump on board as a co-producer.
Right.
Okay, we can have engineers can come. Okay, anybody can sit on the desk and hit record, right?
Correct.
So where I come from, I want to understand the emotion that they're going for, what they are feeling at the moment, how the best I can get out of the artist, and make it a very joyful experience.
That's true.
Sweet experience, so to say, for for my artists. So it's across genres, it's across different mediums as well. For film, be it while one more thing, like we said AV, right? Like and audio is in such a great place right now.
Right.
So I urge a lot of people to think in that sense as well. AV is 50% each, but while like in production in our today's environment, film is always the hero.
Right.
And even when I'm writing music for film, I'm writing for the film.
Correct.
So give more importance to audio too, and it's, I think it's kind of changing. Like for example, like a lot of like independent films are all doing sync sound. They're not nobody's dubbing them anymore. Like how Hollywood does it. Everything is on set as all sync sound. So there are different ways of looking at it. I think it's more a client-based sort of thing, and I like to do all of it.
But coming from a band background and working on films, there are completely different
thinking
genres,
it's completely different.
How do you approach movies? Like, what is your workflow?
So I've had an advertising background myself. I have 9 years in advertising, and it's helped me kind of understand the world of film and cinema too. Okay, being a passionate, ardent follower of films and science fiction movies and action films and cartoon films and stuff like that. I think it's most important to keep an open heart and open mind. That really changes a lot of things. Try it. There's no harm in trying it. Only once you try it, you'll know what you like. So I think, like especially with a lot of young engineers, producers, musicians, put your hand everywhere. Try it out. I mean, it works for you, works for you. So yeah, it's all good.
Awesome. So who are the clients that come here regularly at Sugarline? So can you just name some of the artists that
Yes,
you work
absolutely. So we've had like some really talented musicians coming in. We recently did production for a band called Haiku. Jazz, experimental jazz, and it's like a school of rock situation led by a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Tanvi Rao. So they have a 4-5 song EP coming out. The first song, Cycle Breaker, is out, so check it out on all the streaming platforms. We have had Steel Falcon. We were recently recording vocals and drums for Man Eating Orchid, Bangalore-based band. We've had to work with some nice rappers like Rebel, Arivu. Very interesting, and so it's across the board and across genres, And personally, I loved working with independent artists. So the room to experiment, to explore ideas, it's magical. While there's beauty in other side of the world as well. Advertising, for example. Now that's creative work. It's applied creative work. So you have every band in fact as well will have a different mission, a different vision, the way they look at the world, and they have certain way they want to be looked at and perceived at or heard as. So we work towards that.
That's true.
So it's all unique in a certain way. We're talking about unique, of course. We are facing a lot of challenges with AI and stuff like that. But I think AI is a beautiful tool. It depends on how you use it. So
it's a band member.
It's a band member. It's your fifth Beatle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it depends on how you do it.
So you've been doing this for 20 years, if I'm not wrong. So you started in 2005.
2005, yes.
And this is 2025.
Wow.
So
wow, you just made me feel so old. But no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but I just want you to, if you have any advice for upcoming budding artists or producers or engineers,
Yeah.
what have you learned in the last 20 years? And if you were to start today, what would you do differently? So,
Oh, wow, great questions. First, let's start with like advice for youngsters and stuff like that. Play the music that you love. Okay, do what you love, and everything else will fall in place eventually.
right.
Yeah, it's you. If you start writing music for your audience and stuff like that, maybe that's your thinking. But I personally, I feel like if you start writing for yourself, it will reflect.
Right.
It will reflect in your art. It will reflect in the work that you're doing.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I think that's the most important thing that I have learned as well. You know, like if I had to do something differently, like when I started, actually the world was different that time. You know, like there was not internet was like hardly even working. You know, and that kind of stuff. Access to like global music and exposure was completely different. If I had to do something differently, I'd probably practice a little bit more.
Right,
I don't know
that's
what else
true.
to say. I think you just got to practice as much as you can. Especially like when I see musicians right now, like back then in schools and stuff like that, we didn't have music schools and stuff like that. Right now, most of the schools they have such great faculty and stuff like that. So people are learning music sensibilities from a very young age.
Right.
So by the time they come to the studio, they're already ready, like in the early 20s and stuff like that. Whereas for us, it's a slower, gradual learning thing.
Yeah.
Much slower.
Right.
But it's a faster world, so
Awesome.
that's where we live in, and it's also good.
Awesome. I am a huge fan. Read about your articles, like I said before. Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time
a lot,
again.
man. Lovely
Thanks a lot.
meeting you, man.
Likewise.
Awesome. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
And that's a wrap on our conversation with Rohith. Hope you got some great insights and a peek into a rock star's life. If you haven't seen the Sugarline Studio Tour episode yet, go check it out. It's packed with gear talk, vintage vibes, and behind the scenes action. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. And while you're down there, drop a comment. I'd love to know what resonated with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.